in the back of my mind, you want to say it's just another game. But when I go home, I don't want to hear that Illinois beat me. And, like, my first year, I remember they beat us twice in the regular season, and that's all I kept hearing from everybody. And then we beat them in the championship, so people kind of got off my back, and they haven't beat me since. So it's like they haven't had nothing to talk about. So in the back of my mind, I know I need this win because I don't want to hear from people back home that they beat me.
Did they recruit you a little bit, or?
Yeah, it was like weird. It was like I always go back to like that girlfriend that you kind of want to ask out, but you were scared that they were going to dump you. And it was like I was told, you know, if you want to come here, we'll welcome you with all arms. But, you know, it wasn't like a full-hearted try. So it was kind of like, you know, give and take. I didn't want you to dump me, so we didn't go after you that hard.
How far is it from Decatur to Champaign?
Like 30 minutes.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. So it's like, I mean, like every time I come back to Lafayette, I go home, I got to go through Champaign.
Have to go there.
Yeah, I have to every time.
Did you, growing up as a little guy, were you an Illini fan or not really?
I mean, not particularly just a diehard Illini fan, but obviously when they had D. Brown in them, I became a big fan. I got to go over there and meet those guys, so I kind of, you know, liked the program from there, but wasn't just a true diehard Illini fan.
Okay. Lewis, what do you guys have to do better defensively? This would seem like a game where it's really important to force turnovers, kind of, I don't want to say get in their heads a little bit, but throw them off their game because there's been some consistency issues there.
Yeah, obviously we got to rebound. I mean, we got to, you know, not give those guys second chance opportunities because they do have size, but we got to limit people to transition baskets, and it starts with me, but also, you know, those guys got to sprint back, but we need to make sure we make teams scoring us in the half court because a lot of teams still have trouble scoring us in the half court, but when we give them easy opportunities, that's when we kind of get, you know, give and take and trying to score back-to-back points.
I mean, not really. It really never has. You know, my family has a lot of ties to the University of Illinois, with all my dad's side basically going there with his two brothers and his sister, and then my grandma. My grandpa's a professor there, so I've been there so many times I can't even tell you how many. But you know, I still really like the University of Illinois. I respect what Coach Weber's done, and you know, he always has good teams, so it should be a good test for us.
I know you grew up a Valpo fan when you were a little boy, but at one point did your dad ever say, "Now, Rob, you know, you need to think about the Illini"? When you were a little kid, did you guys ever talk about that?
No, I mean, actually, as a little kid, I was one of those rebellious kids that would root against Illinois
just because he was.
Yeah, and then as I grew older, I started to like Illinois. Not as much as I liked VU, but when they had that team with Darren Williams and D. Brown, they were pretty easy to root for. So I definitely have enjoyed watching them play over the years, though. And after that little rebellious stage, I guess, I was on his side.
But they're, you know, it is, like you said, your grandpa will probably be here for the game tomorrow. And it's always a fun game because they're pretty good. But you guys have had your way with them recently.
For sure, yeah. And it's almost like a mirror of playing ourselves, really, because they play very similar to us. And like you said, we've had success against them in the past, but it doesn't really mean much tomorrow when we tip off at 4, so we'll have to come out ready to play.
When you, like you said, when you watch them, I mean, they're running plays, and you're like, oh yeah, I know what they're doing here. We do that too.
Yeah, and defensively they're very similar with the way that they pressure the ball and really try to guard you. So it's always a test, and it's always a tough game. And but like you said, luckily in the, I guess, near past, we've had some pretty good success.
Coming out of 8th grade or whatever, it was the school that I was looking into. But, you know, I think it's just every game in the Big Ten is important, and I'm just looking forward to playing against them.
Many of your friends that you grew up with in the Chicago area, were they Illinois fans? I mean, is there because Chicago, it seems like there's a lot of schools that people like and follow.
Oh, definitely. A lot of my teammates, they liked Illinois. You know, they knew that was a top school in the Big Ten, like you said, with D. Brown, Luther Head, and Darren Williams. So, you know, people looked up to them. When I was younger, I looked up to those guys. And, you know, it's going to be fun, but it's Big Ten. It's another game. And, you know, I'm just looking forward to playing against them and looking forward for the challenge.
You got your first Big Ten game under your belt. Initial thoughts on league play?
You know, it was fun. I didn't mind starting out on the road. I think it was a good challenge for us, and you know, it was loud in there. I was surprised because last year we went to Iowa, wasn't that many people there, so I was like, man, all these people come from in there on break. I was like, man, it's pretty packed in here. I remember Lou was trying to call a play. I couldn't hear him. I'm like, Lou, I can't hear you. And he just said, so when he handed the ball to me, he was like, just give it to T. I was like, all right. But, you know, it was fun. I liked it a lot.
For me, it was a big surprise to me because I was in practice one day and he just came up to me. It's like, Jacob, you're starting. I was like, what? Wow. It's like, so I was like, I must really deserve to start.
Are you surprised this came this early in your career? Obviously, Sandy getting hurt has something to do with it, but you surprised to be, starting this early in your career?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am surprised because I know I still need to learn some plays, but they are coming along good. But I see he's gaining confidence in me, trust and everything.
Do you feel like you have a pretty good idea what you're doing now? Coach always talks about how sometimes with young guys, when they're still trying to figure out what they're doing, they can't, go out there and be athletes the way, they would be able to if they didn't have to think so much.
Actually, I do think so. I think I'm feeling my spot on the court. I think I know how to go out there and do it. It just tells me to go out there and just run hard. Just play defense. If I don't know play, just either set picks for people who come off the screen and score and everything like that. And just crash the glass.
Yeah. What do you still not really have a firm grasp about college basketball? I think what areas do you still have to kind of get caught up in?
The physicality. It's physical out there. Yeah. It's real physical. I know I got to get bigger and everything. They push me around a little bit, but I'm pushing back.